Jonathan Majors. What's next for Jonathan Majors? Hmm? What is next? We all know um, the verdict came down. Reckless assault and harassment. One is a violation. The other is a misdemeanor. But he was found not guilty on assault with intent and second degree harassment, which means basically he is not. I want to put this out. The jury found him not to be an abuser. That's what the verdict says. He is not. He didn't abuse anybody. He was reckless in removing himself from the situation, and with that recklessness and that carelessness, it caused his abuser to get hurt. But remember, she wasn't on trial here, so the trial was about him. So they got him for that. He touched her, which is harassment. Since he touched her and she got hurt, reckless assault. No intent. He didn't mean to do it. The jury does not believe that he meant to hurt this lady. So I want to put that out there. He is not an abuse. He did not abuse anybody. There's no domestic violence in this. I see a lot of people try to spin the narrative of manipulation and all types of things like that. He wasn't on trial for manipulation. He was on trial for the incident that happened right there at the car. Everybody saw him run away from that crazy chick as he grabbed on his arm, pulled on his coat, and chased him 4-5 blocks, New York, almost getting hit by cars. We saw that. Now, with that verdict coming down, Marvel dropped him. Or the reports came out that Marvel was dropping him. Now, I think Marvel had dropped him already. I think regardless of the verdict, he was not going to be Kang anymore. I think Marvel had already made the decision. I know we was applauding Marvel for staying on as long as they've had, but I think they were maneuvering things so Kang would not be the big bad going forward. If you watch Loki, they kind of wrapped up the Kang situation right there with Loki. I don't even think Kang got over on a lot of people as far as being a big bad. I really don't. We saw what happened in Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania. He was taken out by ants. We saw Loki, right? So I think after this verdict, I think that they were already moving. And to tell you the truth, they haven't even come out with a statement themselves. I haven't seen a Disney-led statement come out to say that they were moving away from Kang. But like I've told the homie Dre Mac, they don't have to say anything. They don't have to say jack. They could just keep moving forward without Kang, right? So let's talk about the impact of the verdict. Impact of the verdict is Jonathan Majors no longer Kang. And let's talk about the impact of the verdict for Marvel. What's the future for Marvel now going forward? Everybody is talking about who could be the next big bad, Doctor Doom, Galactus. Me, myself, or should they recast Kang? I don't think that they should recast Kang. I hated the multiverse idea from the beginning. And one of my big gripes about the multiverse storyline was it was going to be lazy writing. A lot of people laughed at me. And you can go pull the receipts, or I should go pull the receipts. I said the multiverse will create lazy writing. No, man, the multiverse, yada, 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 whoop de whoop. It's going to be fun. We got variants, yada. I said, man, lazy writing. It's going to be lazy. The MC, all of, you know what I'm saying? Reason why I say that is because anytime they make a mistake with the multiverse, they don't have to live with that. They could just rewrite it because it's the multiverse, or bring a variant in, or whatever. Time jump, time skip, time whatever, everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you have the multiverse. Well, that wasn't the real Loki. This is the real Loki. Well, who's the real Cap? I don't know. That's not Cap. Is that Falcon? No, he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything gets convoluted and lazy. Plus, nobody was talking to each other. You had all these different writers and directors and producers, and nobody was talking to each other. This Scarlet Witch was not like that Scarlet Witch. Are they the same Scarlet Witches? I don't know. Is this the same Doctor Strange? I don't know. He didn't act like that. Spider-Man comes in. Now it's nothing. The rules was changing. None of the rules stayed the same when it came to the timeline. Is the timeline a different universe, or is it a different timeline? How come there's 3 different looking Spider-Man, but all the Kangs look the same, but then none of the Lokis, the Lokis look the same up until a certain point. There's an alligator Loki. Explain that to me. There's a female Loki. Explain that to me. It's a black Loki. Explain that to me. Like, nothing was adding up with the multiverse. And maybe it could have just been me. It was a big pet peeve. I hated that shit. What If? A lot of people hung their hats on What If. What If was a horrible series. I know I catch slack for it. Horrible series. And I'm not looking forward to season 2. Season 2 is going to be trash. I know. I know we just want Marvel to win on something. But until they right the ship and get some creators in there, people who love Marvel and the comics and want to actually see them win and will listen to the audience, not call them out and say, oh, this isn't for you. Well, who you making it for if it ain't for me? I'm the guy who buy the comics and go to the movies. If it ain't for me, who you making it for? You know? So what's the future for Marvel? What's the future? Dr. Doom? Do you shoehorn him in? Is that the best thing to do? Let's shoehorn Dr. Doom in with no real plan, because that's what happened. He'll be shoehorned in, no plan. Every time the Fantastic Four movie came out, it was always packaged with Dr. Doom, right? I don't think you should do that. Dr. Doom is a presence that you build up. Dr. Doom is Thanos. Dr. Doom is arguably the greatest Marvel villain of all time. So you can't just shoehorn him in. If I remember correctly, I think IGN did it. They did the greatest comic book villains of all time. He was either number 1 or number 2. I think it was Joker and then him. And then I think Magneto was like 3 or something like that. Like, so you got to put respect on Doom. You can't just shoehorn him in. It ain't going to work. You need build up. You need drama, intrigue when bringing Doom in. You need people to love Doom but hate him at the same time. Figure out to get kids to wear Doom costumes at Halloween. So no, I would vote no against Doom. Galactus. Let's talk about Galactus. I can see you doing Galactus, right? But he's also one that I think should be explained, made bigger than life. And I'm going to tell you this, they dropped the ball with Ultron. They dropped the ball with Ultron. Ultron should have slowly been getting sentient or evil and then get up to the point to where now, he's been doing things behind the scene. He's been learning. He's been this, he's been that. And then just something boop. And Ultron becomes the big bag. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should have did with Ultron. Not just a one movie situation. So if you want to bring Galactus in, I'm cool with that. Maybe one of his heralds, Silver Surfer. Um, you know, um, uh, any of any of his heralds can cut. Terrax, what's her name? Fire. I think her name is Firestorm. I can't remember. You know, you can do it like that, and then like with Fantastic. So if you're not doing the X-Men, do Fantastic Four. Let's flesh out that side of Marvel. Let's flesh that out, right? And concentrate on their rogues gallery, or concentrate on the conflict within that family, that Marvel's first family, the conflict of it. Bring Namor back. Bring T'Challa back. These are all elements that would help flesh out the Fantastic Four going forward. And I'm not talking about Toussaint, bastard child T'Challa. You know, I'm talking real T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, the king of Wakanda. Bring him back, recast him, Namor. If you gotta do some retcons, do some retcons. See, I think Marvel thinks that the audience is stupid and can't handle recast or retcons. We can. Let me see what the chat is saying. York says, quiet the noise or switch topics. The Al goes on. Fall of the 11th. Hey, man, first stream I'm catching. Shame about Majors being fired as Kang. Hopefully they can continue the character with a younger actor in Iron Lad. Give us some new blood since Loki was a good end. I'm against it. I'm it's not going, it wouldn't hurt me to see that happen, but I think I didn't like the Kang storyline anyway. Right? I think the Kang storyline, I think that whole multiverse, I think they messed it all up. Right? Love Jonathan Majors as Kang. Loved Kang as a villain. But I think they dropped the ball on that. To me, they fumbled the storyline, you know. Blue been running that sweet data processing, the Ezra Miller stuff, echo drama, and deep stuff on J Madge, i.e. the Army deal. What about the Army deal? I don't. The thing is, the Army paid a lot of money for that. I don't see them bringing that campaign back. One thing I do know about the military is it might, you know what I'm saying, it's damn near unlimited budget over there. So, you know. I would give us MCU versus Fox, X-Men, and then Secret Wars is Marvel dropping Kang, dying. Yeah. I'm not, and that's the thing too, right? X-Men, everybody's looking for X-Men versus Avengers. I think that's what a lot of people thought was gonna happen. X-Men versus Avengers, right? So they got the X-Men. Oh, we can get the X-Men versus Avengers or something of that nature. And like I said, Marvel, I don't know why they sitting on their hands. They got weapons of mass destruction in their arsenal and they just sitting on it. I know why, because they don't have the creators over there who knows what to do with these IPs. They don't have anybody over there who knows Fantastic Four. They don't have anybody over there who knows X-Men. They don't have that. Says that's fair. I understand the Kang story wasn't for everyone. I absolutely agree that Kang should have been contained to a Loki villain since Ant-Man kind of ruined it. Yeah, he ruined it. They made Kang like them doing that. And I don't know, maybe the writing, I hate to say it, maybe the writing was on the wall from that movie going, you know what I'm saying? Like the way that they disrespected Kang is the disrespect that Jonathan Majors is getting. You know what I'm saying? The way they disrespected Kang in that movie is the same way JM was getting disrespected or has been getting disrespected going for. Yeah, a lot of money. You ain't gotta tell me, lots of moolah. Say in short, the MCU is comparable to the career of Steven Seagal and Disney knows. Not the career of Disney of Steven Seagal. Oh man. Hey, I don't know if I can disagree with you, man. I don't know if the what I would give you pushback on is they still got stuff in the tank. Steven Seagal got fat and sloppy. Well, I guess that's what's going on with MCU right now, but you know what I'm saying? He didn't have no more judo in him. You know, it just looked bad. So the multiverse story definitely shouldn't have been an entire saga, though. It should have been a mini bridge between. Yes, finally, like where you been at, dog? Where you been at? Now you speaking my language. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This should have not been going on this long. And when I say they dropped the ball on the Age of Ultron, if anything, the Age of Ultron should have expanded 2 to 3 movies, right? But you trying to give me this multiverse shit? This shit been going on years and ain't went no fucking where. This multiverse shit ain't went nowhere. Regardless of what happened with Jonathan Majors, this multiverse shit has not went nowhere. It ain't produced nothing good for the most part. It ain't went nowhere. I'm hoping through Deadpool 3 will live up to the hype since it has the writers from the first 2 movies in Ryan. No, I think Deadpool will live up to the hype, but I'm not giving Marvel that. I know everybody's saying, "Oh, it's gonna be." That's not Marvel's movie. That's Ryan Reynolds' movie. That's not. I'm not going to give Marvel that because that's letting them off easy. That's still a Fox movie. That's a Ryan Reynolds movie. Look at everybody that's in it. Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds. They got all that. You know what I'm saying? That is an MCU movie. So I'm not letting them off the hook for that. Not letting them off the hook for that. Nope. So I want to also talk about other opportunities for Jonathan Majors. What could he do next? After, you got the sentencing coming up in February 6th, I think it is. He could get up to a year in jail. I personally don't believe he will get a year in jail. I think he will get some type of probation, maybe have to do some type of community service or something, pay his fine and go about his day. If he gets jail time, I mean, we already saying he's being railroaded. If he gets jail time, this has really been the most disgusting overreach of law that I've ever seen in my time living. And this would be nasty. But I don't see him getting that. I see like I said, the probation or something like that, him have to do some type of community service. And it shouldn't take from what I understand, like it's a misdemeanor. He can get that expunged off his record. I don't know if it could drop off his record or his lawyer would have to do something. I'm pretty sure he will put in an appeal. You know what I'm saying? And who knows that the appeal could, change everything up. But I do think he has to sit for a second. I will say that. He has to sit for a second and figure out what to do to rehabilitate his image. But after all that is said and done, a landing spot that I would like to see him be at, I think he should be as he's rehabilitating himself, I think he should be on the phone with DC. Hey, Mr. Gunn. Hey, I saw the way they did you. They did me the same way. I see the way Marvel did you. They did me the same way. Hell of an actor. You see the performances I can do. That's what I think. And with that being said, not that one, I'm sorry. This one, Icon. I think he goes to James Gunn. He goes over to DC and he says, hey, what y'all over here doing with Icon? Static. All those milestone characters. Let me play Icon. Let me do that. And if y'all know Icon's story, I think it would be a good redeeming story for him, people seeing him in that light, right? Icon, I read a little blurb. Superhero persona of Arnis, aka Augustus Freeman, member of the Termian alien race. He crash landed on Earth in the American South in 1839. He was a slave back in the day. This will be a dope little story. You know what I'm saying? Raised as a slave but escaped through the Underground Railroad. Followed a series of events. Augusta decides to become a superhero and eventually joins the Justice League after being drafted by Superman. Right? Now, what's crazy is he's almost like I hate using it because he's damn near like an Uncle Tom. And I hate using the word Uncle Tom because that's kind of ain't really what Uncle Tom means if you go and look up Uncle Tom, but it would be dope. This would be, you know what I'm saying? It'll have a lot of diversity in it, a lot of history involved. You can throw Superman in there, just like all of these things could culminate into this movie or with this character. And I think you can do a real deep dive character study. And the reason I liked it, because we saw him already in Lovecraft Country, and that character kind of reminds me of this character a little bit. Then he's got his sidekick, Rocket, who was like Letty. I think her name was Letty in Lovecraft Country. So you have that male-female dynamic in this. So it's like you checking every box damn near. For him, I think this would be a dope rehabilitation movie. You know what I'm saying? To get him back on track. I also think he should do some, you know what I'm saying? Do some film. He does. The thing is, he is going to have to work his way up back to being a lead again. And I think that's the bad thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Will he ever be a leading man in Hollywood again? Now, we saw with RDJ, what happened with RDJ. He after his ordeal, Iron Man propelled him into being the man again, right? So stuff like that can happen. And also, a favorite of mine, Spawn, aka Al Simmons. I think he'll be a phenomenal Spawn. Now, I know a lot of people gonna be like, well, Jamie Foxx is already Spawn. If you know, Todd McFarlane been working on this movie since the last Spawn movie, right? Jamie Foxx is older. If you want to turn Spawn into a franchise, I don't think you deal with an older actor. Get you a younger actor. So I think Jonathan Majors could fit right in being Spawn. Me, myself, I would love to see that. Todd McFarlane, if you're listening, this might be your guy. I think they working with Blumhouse right now to try to get everything going. Shit, I'm pretty sure y'all still years away from even starting shooting or treatment on this because it's been in limbo this whole time. But yeah, man, I think Spawn would be a perfect landing spot for him as well. I've seen people talk about Martian Manhunter, Steel, things like that. Maybe since he can't be a lead as of right now, and I'm just speculating to saying that he can't be a lead, but maybe he can, have a role that covers his face up so he's not on scene. Because look, we know how Hollywood is, man. We know how Hollywood get down. But same time, people have an attention span of a grain of rice, right? So who knows? Who knows? It could be some other scandal come out and we just forget about what happened with Jonathan Majors. We forget about this whole thing. So those are some of the places that I would like to see Jonathan Majors land at, some landing spots. I think that'd be good for him. I don't want to see him go Tyler Perry. I know some people like he can go Tyler. No, stay away from stuff like that. Stay away from stuff like that. He needs some indie films. Yes, he can go do some indie films. Some movies where it's a whole bunch of people in the movie and he's not the, one of the main characters. He could be the boyfriend over here, or he can go do a comedy, right? I don't know. I don't recall him being in a comedy, but he can go do some Netflix stuff. Remember, he did The Harder They Fall. He can go back and maybe that director can help, do some stuff with that director. Hopefully, Spike Lee doesn't pull the chair from up underneath them and they continue to work on whatever him and Spike Lee were working on. Spike, don't do that. Don't pull the chair from up under my man. Don't do that. I'm going to look at you a little different if you do that. If you pull the chair from up under my man, I'm going to look at you real side-eye. Because you saw it just like we all saw it. He's not an abuser. Don't throw that label on him. Help him, you know what I'm saying? Help him get back up. Help him get back up. Go back to these comments. Followed 11 said, also, I feel making every version of Kang played by Jonathan Majors was a mistake too. Should have followed the comments and given us an elderly Kang, female Kang, young Kang, all by different actors. Yeah, they could have did that. It was something in his contract. He said, I want to do it all, which, they put all their eggs in one basket, and you live with it or you don't live with it. Like for me, I would have made the multiverse stuff with result of Thanos and Tony and Hulk doing multiple steps on Earth that caused different realities to deplete. Yeah, that would have worked. It shouldn't have been old Doctor Strange in the multiverse, then Spider-Man, then Ant-Man, then Captain Marvel. Says it's all just the same shit and it's getting boring. It's getting boring. It was boring. That's the key word. Boring. All this because they don't know how to write. They don't know how to write. So the multiverse helps kids think that somewhere else another them is an illusion. True. True. Honestly, I think he needs to go the RDJ route. I don't think he'll get a jail at most. He'll get a big fine, community service, and you have to give it time. No, he's gonna have to sit down for a second. And that's one of the reasons why I said go over to DC or maybe Spawn, because we know that those things are still in the works. I don't know what the DCU slate is right now, but the only thing I hear James Gunn talk about right now is Superman Legacy. Superman Legacy, and then Creature Commandos. I think those are the only two things that's on the slate right now. The DCEU just died today. The final nail in the coffin for the DCEU with the Aquaman movie. So we're finally finished with that. Now James Gunn can go forward doing his stuff, but I still think it's a year, 2 years removed from getting the universe built. You know what I'm saying? We might get we get the Superman movie, Creature Commandos, but the universe still isn't built yet, if you understand what I'm saying. So that would give him time and opportunity to sit down, do some other independent things, rehabilitate his image, and then hop out on the scene as, like I said, maybe Spawn or Icon, Martian Manhunter, Steel, Darkseid. I could see him being Darkseid to be dope. Stuff like that. I think DC, because James Gunn got, you know what I'm saying, Marvel did James Gunn bad too. If y'all don't remember, Marvel fired James Gunn and then had to beg him to come back to finish Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, he dipped. So I think they can empathize at least on that. They can look eye to eye and say, yeah, I feel you, bro. I got you. Just, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? They could be on the phone right now. He could be saying, hey, man, just wait. I got you. Just wait. Get right. Him and James Gunn could be talking right now. James Gunn could be telling him, hey, get right. Just get right. I got something for you. Who knows? We don't know. But the fact he's in more trouble than Will Smith, who literally slapped someone. Yes, I said that. That is wild. We literally saw Will Smith assault somebody. We literally, you know what I'm saying? Literally saw that. I mean, and Will sat down, but he didn't go there. It wasn't no jail time. Why the state didn't prosecute that? What was the state to prosecute that at? Not that I think it should have been that they should have prosecuted that, but if something's gonna get prosecuted, that should have been prosecuted. Not what happened, you know what I'm saying, with Jonathan Majors and this, him trying to get his phone back and him being assaulted and the girl stealing from him. That's crazy. The multiverse was handled all wrong. The third Spider-Man movie and the Doctor Strange doesn't seem connected. It's not connected. That's because they don't talk to each other. It's not connected. It's not. They all trash. They all. I told you the creators. Sam Raimi is. I like Sam Raimi. I think they should bring him back. He. I think he's one who would go and do the due diligence and the research of whatever character he is shooting and filming. I do think that. Everybody else, nah, they didn't. But Major's lawyer did him dirty by releasing all those texts. I don't think she did him dirty because you want to try to get out ahead of things. Those text messages, she released them without context. What she should have released them with a statement of, because she just released them. But she didn't make no real statement behind it to explain the text messages. So everybody just inferred, oh, because you got to think of the climate we in now. If her mistake was not thinking of the climate that we're in right now. When she first released those text messages, everybody writing, this is post Me Too that we're in. Believe all women. Don't victim shame. Things of that nature, right? So the audience is automatically going to say, oh, it sounds like battered woman syndrome. Right? She released the wrong thing. Word on the street is corporate is trying to create an RDJ comeback. Yeah. See, I think they got him. I know everybody wants to see the original Avengers, but in order for Marvel to survive, MCU to survive, they got to pivot. They got to make a change, and they got to figure out where their bread and butter is. I know the Avengers is their bread and butter, but they killed Artie. You know what I'm saying? They killed him. You bring him back. I know it's in comics, you die and come back all the time, but we're dealing with a different medium here. You know, so pivot. Because you got the ammunition to pivot. You got X-Men. You got Fantastic Four. You know what I'm saying? You can do other iterations of the Avengers if done right. Shield could have been ran by old girl, but you killed her off. I can't think of her name right now. Why would you kill her off when you know you got an aging Nick Fury? I don't know how long Samuel L. Jackson's gonna be able to play Nick Fury. So you need a successor to that, but you don't have it because you killed Maria Hill off. Why would you kill Maria Hill off? I don't fucking know. Didn't make sense to me. Didn't make sense. But that whole series, Secret Invasion, was trash. None of that made sense to me. So I mean, Jonathan would be a sick casting choice for Steel Superman. Yes, he would be. I don't disagree. Okay, I can't lie. Django Unchained style DC movie would be fire. That's what I'm talking about. See, him as Icon would be fire. Says Icon looks to go to Yahya Abdul-Mateen in the Gunverse. You think, and you know what? That's actually not a bad. It's not a bad choice, but you got to think Yahya is now over at Marvel because they're still doing the Wonder Man. Which I think is stupid. You know, let's race swap this character, make him black. Wonder Man. Why? I don't know. But I think nobody cares about, who cares about, what's it, Simon Williams, Wonder Man. Who cares? Come on, man. Nobody cares about that. I also really want to see Majors in the Mad Max. Ooh. Let's stick a pin in that. I didn't think about that. Let's stick a pin in that. We'll see what Furiosa does, because that's an IP that could work for him. We'll see what Furiosa does. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at all. Yeah, Wonder Man. So Jim Marino dropped out of Spawn, and the script is still right. The script is still floating around. It's still time and opportunity for him to do that. If I'm Todd McFarlane, I'm and another thing too. Hate to say it, but his price Yesterday's price is not today's price, right? But it's opposite now because now his price has dropped. And if I'm Todd McFarlane, I don't want to do it cheap, but if I can get a great actor for cheap now, that's what I'm doing. If I'm DC, if I can get a great actor for cheap, think about RDJ. They didn't pay RDJ shit for Iron Man 1. He was the lead. What you call it guy was getting paid more than him, from my understanding. Rhodey. He was the highest paid actor in that movie. Not RDJ. But once they came and started renegotiating. And that's the reason why Terrence Howard left too. That's the reason why Terrence Howard left. Yeah, little Tyler Perry did wonders for Jamie Foxx. It really helps the No, we staying away from Tyler Perry, man. Stay away. Superman Legacy, Creature Commando, Swamp Thing, and some other stuff from his chapter 1. Right. But it's all spread out. We don't know the actual date and time. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll have enough time to rehabilitate himself and maybe get into some movies in between that before he actually plunges back into the deep end. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Thor 4 should have had Kang as the villain instead of Gore, make it magic versus technology, God versus man. It would have given backstory for Kang and Ant-Man too. You're not the one. Oh, you cooking. You cooking, Fall. You cooking. But guess what? Taika Waititi didn't give a damn about none of that shit. Taika Waititi didn't care about none of that shit. He wanted to do him. He wanted to do the funny, crazy, bro Thor, and you see Gore is a god tier villain, right? OP that should have lasted at least two movies with Thor, right? At least two. Because if you know that storyline, that story. It took 3 Thors to take Gore out. Old man, King Thor, young Thor, and regular Thor. Well, he was unworthy at the time, if I remember correctly. It took 3 Thors to take Gore out. Come on, man. Yeah, exactly. No context for it, and because of her doing that, made him look way worse than it actually was. Yeah, no context. It was the way she dropped him without the context. And I think that's the bad thing about, your lawyers tell you not to talk, but in certain situations you have to. And I think in today's media, I think somebody said it. Take a page out of Trump's book. I hate to say this, but Trump gets ahead of everything and he maneuvers the conversation the way he wants to maneuver the conversation. Right? And in this situation, they probably should have started maneuvering the conversation out in the media and get ahead of all, you know what I'm saying? You got to think, big black man assaults little white woman. You got to get, I don't care who you got to get out ahead of that. You got to try to navigate the best narrative you can. If all the evidence is there for you, now you got to win the court of public opinion. And I don't think that's to me, I think that hurt them worse than the verdict. Them not navigating the court of public opinion. That hurt him worse than the verdict. I think because he's so squeaky clean, because he's such a good guy, he doesn't have a record and all of this. I think they thought that he could just be silent and everything could just speak for itself. But it don't, because we live in like I said, this is a post-Me Too world. Everybody's chronically online. Everybody thinks they're a lawyer, think that they know what's going on. So you gotta navigate and give people the narrative that works. And they didn't do that. D-Stizzle, what it do? The MCU needs to cut down on these pointless, uninteresting side characters. Give us a focus team to 5 or 6 Avengers. Fully fleshed out. Yes, but they can't, because They won't do that. Why are they not doing that? T'Challa died. Once they killed T'Challa off, they didn't have no anchor point. They got rid of Cap, killed Tony, right? So you were supposed to have 3 anchor points. You were supposed to have Captain Marvel, T'Challa, Black Panther, and Spider-Man. That was supposed to be at least your 3 anchor points going into the future. Then you get Shang-Chi, I think Blade or something. You know what I'm saying? Then you can start adding pieces. But at least you got your 3 anchors. And remember, back then the 3 anchors was Cap, Thor, Iron Man. That was their 3 anchors. But since they didn't want to recast T'Challa, since they let the court of, since they let people run Brie Larson's name into the mud and not get out in front of it and try to put her, they should have took Captain Marvel and tried to put her in everything that they could and make her just as lovable as they could, or make her a badass. She should have been the Thor of this next iteration, right? That's what she should have been. They dropped the ball. Because for one thing, they thought they were invincible. Kevin Feige, Marvel, they thought they were invincible. They thought they had everybody in the palm of their hands and they could do no wrong. Like they're trying to jump right back into another Infinity War Endgame level movie with new Avengers team, and we haven't even, right. You can't do that. Can't do that. No official SHIELD organization since, yeah. Well, and you won't have one. Maria Hill's dead. You won't have one. Like, we need a new movie to actually establish who the current Avengers are and actually flesh out. Been 3 years and we still don't know shit about what Vision is. You're right, dog. You're right. We ain't seen Vision since he flew off. Where he at? Plus, they really got to drop Kane. Then they should go the route of Doom taking over and killing him. Give us a fully powered Dr. Doom. Let him just absolutely slaughter the MCU. I would like to see them work Doom up, not just Doom coming out all powerful. Because I want to see the reason why Doom is Doom, why he talks in third person, how he uses technology and magic, why he's one of the smartest people in the Marvel universe, who he respects, who he doesn't respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about fleshing somebody out, it's gonna take a while to flesh Doom out, but it's gonna be so good to flesh him out. That's the thing. Yeah, Terrence Howard got paid $8 million. Iron Man 1, the RDJ rightfully got a pay raise. They realized that they didn't really need Rhodey. Plus, they originally wanted Don Cheadle 2 for the role. Yeah. Todd McFarlane has burned so many bridges in Hollywood, he had to have a fresh face on old burnout. So maybe Jay. Yeah, I'm telling you, it would make sense to go and get somebody who, I don't want to call him desperate, but the stock, his stock is dropped. Let's say he gets back to work, he can't demand what he was demanding before. I don't think you know what I'm saying? I don't think he can. I'm with you. Get you in the writer's room, bro. So I think Jane will be a great Jackson King, aka battalion leader of Storm. Oh, he would. Storm. I forgot about Stormwatch. That's old school Image Comics. Old school Wildstorm when they sold it, when Jim Lee sold it to DC. You right, D Stizzle. You right. I like that. If I could get off your ass and write me a check. Go save it, man. Hey, I'll champion you up. Go save it, bro. Like, for me, I'll pivot and make the MCU more ground level focused. Characters like Spider-Man, Daredevil, Kingpin. And see, I think that's the right way to go right now, too, until you get things established. Give me all my ground level characters. Until I can figure out what I'm doing with Fantastic Four and X-Men, I can flesh out Luke Cage, Daredevil, Spider-Man can swing in, because the thing about Spider-Man is he's ambidextrous. And what I mean by that is he can fit anywhere. Spider-Man is the ultimate superhero to me. I know a lot of people like to say Superman, Batman. To me, Spider-Man is numero uno because he fits anywhere. He's not super OP, so it's hard to write. You know what I'm saying? Because Superman being OP it's hard to have a flaw with Superman because he's so OP. Then he's not OP like Batman, to where with any given time, since I'm Batman, you know what I'm saying? Well, how did he do that? Oh shit, I'm Batman. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes, to me, Spidey the man. So yeah, give me the vigilantes: Kingpin, Daredevil, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Daughters of the Dragon. You know, hell, you can even slide a Wolverine in there. The X-Men got them characters that do that too. You know what I'm saying? Make Spider-Man 4 a team-up move between Spidey and Daredevil against Kingpin. I think, and I heard that might be what's going on. I think from what I hear, that might be going on, which is a shame because they could have gone with Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Sam Wilson's Captain America. Much as I love T'Challa, the moment they said they weren't recasting, they should have pivoted. They should have just recast it. That's why Kang was so important. Yes, that is why he was so important. Echo on Disney Plus next month. They managed to slap together 6 episodes. They couldn't cover a lot of effort put into Beard on the back shelf because it's not for you. I think, honestly, I mean, looking at the trailer, it looks good with Echo. It's 6 episodes, quick binge, see what it's about, get in, get out. Nobody asked for Echo, but who knows? Echo might be there. The thing is, sometimes you have this, you find a needle in a haystack, so to speak. Marvel has been trying to go so squeaky clean, happy colors for so long that I think they forget about the death dealers that they have in the MC. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marvel is full of gritty, get down. Why you think everything in Marvel is in New York? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything should be gritty and grimy. Let me not say everything should be gritty and grimy, but it's like they forget that that everything is New York driven. Embrace that, you know. So I just think that unless you go to Iron Lad route, follow young Kang, Nathan Reed, then Dr. Doom likely be brought in quick time. I think they messed up with who, because they don't even know. They haven't said Nathaniel Richards or anything like that as far as who Kang's real name is. Where if you're looking at Loki, he don't even come from the year what it was 3100. He's not even from that time. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to get into it. It's cut down from 6 to 5 during production. Love Spidey. What's up, Star Child? What's good? What's good? Also, the fact we got a new Captain America in the world, and we basically heard nothing about it. New Queen of Wakanda, still nothing. The giant goddamn celestial in the ocean, nothing. They don't care, man. They don't care. We got all those things. They do not care. That's the crazy. Don't forget about what happened. You got the thing out in the ocean. Don't forget when Erisham the judge just showed up in the sky talking to the earth and said, I'm going to be back to judge y'all. No mention of that. No mention of that nowhere. I just hope that X-Men takes inspiration from the opening scenes of the original X-Men movie and First Class. Give us a serious movie that also has fun take on the characters. I hope so too, man. Giancarlo Esposito as Norman Osborn. That would be dope. I just don't want. I'm tired of the race swaps. But that wouldn't, that wouldn't hurt. That wouldn't necessarily hurt. 5 episodes. Give me Keanu Reeves as Ghost Rider. Ray Phoenix is Magneto. Ooh. Not a bad one. Ryan Coogler on the recast of Charlie Marvel. No, that's not what I heard. That is not what I heard. They made that decision ASAP. It took them 30 seconds to make that decision and say we're not recasting. Quick. I don't. But if they saying that now, that's to get they backtracking on things. It's interviews out there. Interviews showing Nate Moore saying nope. Soon as quick. Coogler saying nope. We made that decision. We couldn't. We as the cast couldn't bear having somebody else play that role. Like, nah. I don't want to hear that Ryan Coogler said he wanted to recast T'Challa. Nope. 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 Matter of fact, Ryan Coogler can get the fuck on from anywhere near Black Panther. He can go. Him and Nate Moore, y'all can don't let the door now hit you, man. Go about your business. You took arguably the greatest, as far as the MCU goes, the greatest solo selling superhero film of all time. I'm gonna say that again. Greatest solo selling film of all time. And you destroyed it. You destroyed it. With that Wakanda Forever bullshit. Destroyed it. Bastard Child. This movie didn't even reflect the first movie. You killed. How does T'Challa dies off screen from the chicken pox? Come on, man. Star Child in the building. Yeah, I don't believe it. Within minutes, D Stizzle. You saw the interview. What Nate Moore said? Oh, well, it didn't take us long to decide on that. We made that decision within minutes. He said that shit out his mouth. Red flags, man. They put that off on him. Hey, they probably. I mean, if they want to put that off on, they can say that. Because the thing is, now what I do remember during that time is Kevin Feige was allowing Nate Moore and Ryan Coogler to make that decision. If I'm Kevin, and this is why I don't give Kevin Feige, I don't put him on that pedestal the way a lot of people put him on that pedestal. The decision to recast would have totally been mine, and if they didn't like it, then I just would have not did a movie and waited and got somebody else to do it. Oh, you can't do it? Okay, I get another director. But we continuing Black Panther. This is my moneymaker. As a business decision, I would have done that. Then as a white man, which is Kevin Feige what he is, to try to show solidarity with Black Americans and Black people or minorities who like this film, I'm recasting. I'm not going to make you sit through 2 funerals in a film. I ain't never paid to go to a funeral. This is my first. Who pays to go to a funeral? Twice, 2 of them. Disrespectful. Imagine Paul Walker's character getting killed off in the Fast and Furious in a car accident. Imagine that. The disrespect in that alone is nasty. So that's why they introduced the son at the end, so the name of the character could continue into the future, but child version rests with him. No, don't fall for that, man. Why would T'Challa have a bastard child? Why would T'Challa have a bastard? Watch the first movie. The whole first movie was about bastard children outside of Wakanda. That's how we got Killmonger. Secret kids. That's how we got that whole situation. So why would he go and repeat that? And he wouldn't even be recognized as royalty. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. No, I'm telling you, Marvel didn't want us to have it. No, they didn't. I don't think they did. I don't know what happened, man. There's this fan myth like Marvel put a gun to Ryan's head, forcing him to make the film with the quickness. He didn't even have to, these stills, he didn't even have to make the film. He could have waited. He could have this Eyes of Wakanda shit that supposedly coming out. He could have gave us that until they figured out what to do with recasting and the Black Panther IP. We could have got this Eyes of Wakanda shit. That would have made more. And honestly, I thought that's what they was gonna do. I thought we were supposed to be getting introduced to Wakanda, the world of Wakanda, and everything that's going on. They could have did some stuff for the Koye, and you know what I'm saying. We could have got some real Shuri shit. Not her co-opting the Black Panther mantle, because it's everything is a mantle now. T'Challa had some bad taco. God rest him in the toilet. Honestly, I would have just had T'Challa retired and made the leader of that other clan. No, you can't do that. See, the thing, let me tell you about Bast. You can't have, he wouldn't do that anyway, because for one thing, M'Baku is a devout follower of the white ape. That's like having a Muslim being doing some Christian stuff. That's why that couldn't happen. They're the Panther clan, they're the ape clan. You get what I'm saying? That's why you couldn't have that happen. They worship the great white ape. T'Challa and his family, they worship Bast. So you couldn't do that. As Black folks, we've seen enough death, right, bruh? No, I agree with you. I'm saying the reason he has a kid is because Cooler decided. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's foul, man. Everybody was saying, "Oh, his legacy." Do you know how to keep a legacy going? Do you know how to keep a legacy going? You keep a legacy going by keeping up the work that person did. By keeping up the work that legacy did, that person did. That's how you keep the legacy going. You recast. That's how you keep. We talk about Superman because they recast Superman. We talk about Batman because they recast Batman. You can compare, contrast, talk about it. It becomes it. Those actors, whether they pass, whether they are alive or dead, but they, the fandom takes a life of its own. Oh, I like Michael Keaton. Oh, I like Ben Affleck. Oh, I like Christian Bale. You see what I'm saying? That what keeps legacies alive. You keep talking. Once Black Panther, we're gonna forget about Chad as Black Panther. Sooner or later, in 20 years, they won't be talking about Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther because they killed it. They cauterized it right there in the womb. Done. That movie wasn't even about. It wasn't about Black Panther. I don't know what it was about. It was about some other shit. Oh, that's right. I didn't know about it like that. Yeah. Never heard so much mantle talk. Who you telling? Who you telling? Mantle talk. Man, they have a fit if the next Batman movie, it was Robin. Bruce Wayne gone. It's Robin or what was the female Robin? I can't even, or you know what I'm saying? Cassandra Cain is Batman or some shit. They have a fucking fit. Ain't nobody showing up for that shit. Bruce Wayne is Batman. T'Challa is Black Panther. Clark Kent and Superman. Logan is Wolverine. Like, come on, man. I hate the industry acts like Black folks don't enjoy sci-fi. Give us some things that everybody also gets right. We enjoy that shit. We sit down. We talk about all that. Not Terrence Howard or T'Challa. Hold on, man. He wouldn't be able to get no African accent. Oh man. Val Kilmer he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. He wasn't George Clooney, I'll give you that. Val Kilmer, if Val Kilmer could have been, let's say he would have did the next one. Val Kilmer, he could have had a decent following, you know. Yeah, Damien replacing Bruce. Nah, man. This is funny, man. This is funny.